Okay, so let's actually implement that bonus little feature where we allow our user to decide how many seconds should pass before displaying a notification. So let's head over to our options page. We can see currently we're only allowing their user to input their name. So what we'll do is open up our options files, close some things that we're not using, and let's add in another input field. And the ID for this will be time-inputs. The type will actually be of type number this time, since we want them to select a time in seconds. And in the placeholder, we'll say notification time in seconds. Okay, and then if we refresh our page, we can see that we now have this number selector. And you can also enter numbers as well, like 100. Now inside of our options.js, what we'll need is a reference for our time input. Again, we'll do document.get element by ID times time-inputs. And inside of our save button event listener, all we have to do is get const notification time equal to time input.value. And this value is a number, and we're just going to save it inside of our Chrome storage sink. And we'll remove this callback just for now. Then what we'll also do is when we load the page, we'll have to set time input.value equal to results.notification time, which we actually have to add the key for as well. So we'll do res.notification time. Otherwise, by default, we'll set it to 1000. So when we click on the save button, we're now saving notification time inside of our Chrome storage options. And we're also loading result.notification time every time we load the page. So currently, if we refresh the page, we can see that it's at 1000 because that's the default value. So if I set this to 0 and then refresh, res.notification time still hasn't been set, which is why it's defaulting back to 1000. If I set it to 0 and then hit save options and then refresh the page, we can see it stays at 0. But for testing purposes, let's begin by setting it at 10. So if we refresh the page, we know that the option has not been saved. So now all we have to do is head into our background script, and we'll do chrome.storage.sync.get. And then for the key, we need to retrieve the notification time. And then we'll add our result callback. And then inside, we can move this if time check and the display notification time. And all we have to do is, again, set up our notification time variable, do res.notification time. And if it doesn't exist, again, we're going to set a default value of 1000. And then instead of doing time mod 1000, all we have to do is now mod by notification time. And then inside of the body, we're going to change this to a template string, and then replace this with notification time. So if we refresh our extension now, and then go into our options page, we can see that 10 seconds has passed. And if I change it to something quicker, like 1 second, we can see that I'm now getting a notification every second. So let's set this back to 1000 so that we don't get spammed as much. But you can see, now we have the ability to set the notification time inside of our options page.